Staying in Trump's good graces is way easier than it looks. All you have to do is provide cover for his involvement with a pedophile. This is just another day. Currently, we live in an era where people are obsessed with true crime shows. Dahmer, Bundy, Reba. It's a slow arc, but just wait. But when it comes to what's actually true in true crime, certain people seem more than willing to nitpick over the facts.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
Phew, I guess we can put this whole thing behind us. I mean, for a second there, I thought our current president used to party with a guy who was raping children, but it turns out he was just a guy who was raping teenagers. Why are we even still ridiculing Epstein? He is practically a man of God. Yes, apparently now that even more damning emails have been released to the public regarding Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, his MAGA loyalists, like Megyn Kelly, who used to say things like this,
"Put them out there because if there's nothing in there, then we can see there's nothing in there,"
have now decided that they've got a brand new tactic.
I'm just giving you facts, that he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby.
Yeah, nice try, downplaying the main thing Epstein was known for. That's like saying, just so you know, Manson wasn't just a murderer, he also loved to knit. But Megyn Kelly isn't the only member of the MAGA universe desperately trying to showcase their loyalty to Donald Trump.
I guess we should start, ladies and gentlemen, with the biggest backfire, which is the claim that Donald Trump was spending hours with one of the Epstein victims. Oh boy, very naughty here. Goodness gracious. So naughty. The Democrats released an email that said, yo, here's President Trump spending time with Epstein victim.
Yeah, apologies to my rape apologist friend here, but those finger quotes are completely unnecessary since the Epstein victim in this case, Virginia Giuffre, was an actual Epstein victim. See, finger quotes are normally used to denote when something isn't true, as in, Benny Johnson is a heartless scumbag who'd rather protect dear leader than children. I'm sorry. Honestly, how fucking callous do you have to be? Especially for a guy who, not that long ago, made it his sole mission to get the Epstein files out there.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Great question. I'm sure when your guest takes over the FBI, we'll finally get to the bottom of it without a second to spare. Or how about Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who used to get on the mic and spit his favorite rhyme, more info, less problems.
I'm for transparency. We're intellectually consistent in this. Look, Reagan used to tell us we should trust the American people. I believe in that principle. I know President Trump does as well, and I trust him. I mean, he put together a team of his choosing, and they're doing a great job. It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide.
Yes, let the people decide. As long as their decision is that Democrats are wasting everybody's time with all this Epstein nonsense.
I don't. I think it's all been explained. I think this is a massive distraction by the Democrats.
Wow, for a guy so devoted to not masturbating, he really just fucked himself. Like, call me crazy, but I did not know taking a stand against sex traffickers would be such a challenge for these people. I mean, truly, of all the hills to die on, this is the one?
This administration has done more with respect to transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein than any administration ever.
She's not wrong. In the history of our country, when it comes to an administration helmed by a billionaire who used to routinely party with a sex trafficking pedophile—
Not a pedophile.
My bad, a sex trafficking ebophile, no one else even comes close to this level of transparency. And yet, there is still so much we don't know. and I'm not the only one perturbed by it.
I don't know why people don't talk more about the human trafficking problem in the United States of America. So many people seem to want to turn a blind eye to what is happening to these young kids.
I know! It's almost like we have entire news organizations who've been granted access to people who are actually on the front lines of human trafficking, and rather than ask them the uncomfortable questions, they simply turn a blind eye.
The new ballroom will go from here to there, and it'll seat a proper number of people, and the White House will finally have, after 150 years, the ballroom that they wanted. Wow. Look at the quality of that job.
Where do you think you developed the attention to architectural detail? Like, at what age did you start realizing that's what you could do? Where are your speakers? Because I heard this.
All here.
They're in the bushes?
They're all here.
Yeah, why bother ruining a perfectly good news broadcast with news when you could just turn it into an episode of Cribs? The reality is, seeing Megyn Kelly, Benny Johnson, and the Speaker of the House try and downplay the severity of what Jeffrey Epstein did, all in an effort to stay in the good graces of Epstein's dance partner, is beyond sickening. Seriously, splitting hairs over the age of the victims? Finger-quoting women who suffered so much trauma that they were driven to suicide? Apparently, this is what it costs to survive another day inside the MAGA universe. I mean, God forbid you are a Republican who thinks that anybody who enables sex traffickers, or as someone else put it,
turn a blind eye
to these horrific acts, should be called out in public. Then you get dragged over to 1600 Penn for a little chat.
This is an administration who's going to continue to be transparent and honest, and we'll see what comes of it. But there was no pressure.
Yep. No pressure at all. Just a friendly, pressure-free meeting with the nation's top law enforcement officials in the same room where they order strikes on entire nations. And remember, this isn't one of those obscure, low-profile, keep their hands to themselves during Broadway musicals members of Congress that we're talking about here. Lauren Boebert is MAGA royalty.
We're pleased to be joined this afternoon by Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. Lauren, good job today.
President Trump has done a fantastic job.
Lauren, you're going to do fantastically in your district. Lauren Boebert, thank you.
Look, I love President Trump.
The greatest congresswoman, I think it'll go down in maybe history. We love her. She's special. Her family is special.
She's special. Her family's special. Even the bus I'm about to throw her under is special. Let this be a cautionary tale for anyone who thinks Donald Trump cares about you. The moment you put your principles over him, you will get tossed out faster than a bottle of Tylenol. Donald Trump is a one-way transactional figure, and that is the one thing he hasn't lied about.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
And what does this loyalty get you? And I'm not talking about the people in positions of enormous status or who earn a wildly profitable living by devaluing the claims of sexual assault victims. I know what loyalty gets them. I'm talking about everyone else. What is the great reward for sticking with this guy? It's not affordable healthcare, food assistance, or cheaper groceries. Do you get invited to the Gatsby-themed parties or the crypto dinners? Do you foresee an invitation showing up in your mailbox inviting you to dance the night away in his $350 million ballroom? Unlikely. It should not be this hard for people to distance themselves from a man this morally bankrupt, but to do it with a guy who has shown time and time again that he doesn't give a fuck about you, that's just child's play.
Teen types.
Give it a break, Megyn. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.